100 meters now separating the Progress from its destination at the International Space Station. Again, at the time of contact and capture, the two vehicles will have a period of a couple of minutes to dampen out the relative motion at the docking interface at the Piers docking compartment before the Progress's forward docking probe begins to retract, essentially to pull in the International Space Station for a hard mate that will initiate the closure of the hooks on both sides of the docking interface.
Station Huntsville on 2 for Scott and IMAX.
Coming over 500 meter mark. Copy 500 meters.
An excellent view of the International Space Station from the Progress's external television camera, right at the intersection of the crosshairs, just above where the crosshairs intersect. You can see the other Progress vehicle, the Progress 58 spacecraft that is docked to the aft end of the Zvezda service module. Inside Zvezda, as we mentioned, Gennady Padalka, Mikhail Kornienko monitoring the approach of the Progress, with the fly-around of the resupply ship expected to begin about a minute from now. Unlike recent Progress and piloted Soyuz launches that have been timed for a fast-track 4-orbit 6-hour journey from the launch pad at Baikonur toward the International Space Station, this launch date was selected, and a 2-day 34-orbit rendezvous was deliberately selected by the Russian flight control team to match the launch date and the orbital mechanics that were required for a launch on July 3rd.
And we see DC very clearly. Copy.
And we have confirmation that the fly-around is now underway. Once again, the Progress, it's all automated. It's onboard computers commanding a fly-around at a range of about 400 meters, a fly-around angle of about 63 degrees that will align the forward docking probe of the Progress just about 5 minutes from now to the Piers docking compartment for a period of station keeping in which the Russian flight controllers will assess the Progress's systems and its relative position to the Piers docking compartment before the automated command is initiated to send Progress on its final approach for docking.
And deactivate operation mode. Copy. 300 meters. We copy 300 meters.
The period of station keeping, which typically lasts for a couple of minutes or so, will put the brakes on the Progress as it is perfectly aligned to the Piers docking compartment at a distance of about 213 meters, which equates to 698 feet.
270 meters, 0.47 meters per second. Still flying around. Copy all. Copy.
Переход на КВ.
Понятно. Вот сейчас вернулось все в центр.
We're switching to yeah, it's going back. We see a roll maneuver, 210 meters, 0.18 meters per second range rate. Copy.
Again.
Operation. Copy. And then what? Format 44.
Выдали формацию.
We have format 44. I have the flags for final approach. Final approach. And now disabling operation mode. Excellent. Thank you.
Progress now 180 meters away, closing at a rate of 0.6 of a meter per second.
7. Okay, and we have...
You can see that the Progress is self-correcting itself so that it is properly oriented, looking right down the barrel at the Piers docking compartment.
Gennady, how copy our last? I copy. 707, 160 meters. Copy 160 meters.
Мишень видна.
We have a good visual on the target, and it's stable at the center, and we see the crosshairs aligned.
The Piers docking compartment port is now in the center of those crosshairs on the external camera on the Progress as it moves now within 130 meters of docking.
Затенение небольшой мишени.
A little bit of a blockage or shadowing of the target. Copy. Just past the 110 meter mark.
Great view a moment ago of the Progress as it moves into an orbital sunset over the Pacific Ocean.
Sure.
Flying over the Coral Sea just to the northeast of the continent of Australia.
Operation mode.
.90 meters separating Progress and the International Space Station.
90 метров, 0,5.
90 meters, 0.5 meters per second range rate. Copy.
Отключила работу.
And I just disabled the operation mode. Copy that, Gennady.
Нечеткая мишень у нас.
We have a visual on the target, but it's not very crisp.
80 метров, 0,4 скорость.
80 meters, 0.4 meters per second. Copy.
Good view of the thruster firings on the Progress vehicle. Now just about 70 meters away from link up to the Piers docking compartment and a completion of a 2-day journey.
Approaches closer. You should see the target better. Yeah, 70 meters. And I see the structure. I just don't see the docking mechanism very well. The docking interface, that is. Just past 60 meters. Copy, 60 meters. 0.25 meters per second range rate.
.55 meters now separating Progress from its quarry, the International Space Station. All of the Progress systems are functioning in perfect shape, as they have since its launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan in the early morning hours on Friday.
50 meters, 0.19 meters per second. Copy, 50 and 0.19. .50 meters, closing it at 0.18. The target is practically at the center, maybe quarter of a cell off on the yaw and pitch channels.
You can see the docking target just below the port at the Piers docking compartment. The Corps' automated rendezvous system self-correcting the angle of the approach of the Progress, now just 44 meters away from docking.
45 meters, 0.18.
And the Corps' automated rendezvous system antenna on the Progress has retracted as planned.
The target is 1 degree to the left and a little bit off pitch-wise upward. At 30 meters, you will need to enable operation mode and also enable abort. Inaudible meters.
Progress and the International Space Station now flying just to the north of Auckland, New Zealand, at an altitude of 251 statute miles.
You broke up, Gennady.
Flying into an orbital sunset.
I'm going to enable operation mode and then enable abort, just in case. Copy.
Progress flying straight and true, all of its systems in excellent shape. .30 meters separating the two craft.
$20
meters. Range rate is 0.11 and The target is clearly visible. A little bit off, 1 degree. Pitch up. The vehicle is stable. And the crosshairs are aligned. Copy.
Approaching the 20-meter mark. Padalka reporting everything is normal. Progress approaching at 1/10 of a meter per second.
A little bit of an offset on the roll side, but it's aligning. 15 meters. Copy. Everything's nominal, Gennady. That's right. The target is about 1 degree offset from the center. Copy.
All angles are reported to be nominal by the flight control team in Korolyov.
About 10 meters. 0.11 meters per second range rate. Copy. About 7 or 8 meters. Range rate is 0.12.
Perfect approach by the Progress. Good angles, good speed. Just about 5 meters now separating the Progress from its destination at the Piers docking compartment.
Copy. 6 meters at 0.12. The range is 3 meters.
Just 3 meters now, standing by for contact and capture of the International Space Station.
Target is a perfect match.
Contact and capture confirmed. Docking confirmed.
Copy.
Docking confirmed at 2:11 a.m. Central Time.
Guys, congratulations. Your cargo vehicle has arrived. Thank you, Vladimir Alexeyevich. We congratulate you as well. Thank you so much for sending it our way. Yes, it's me, Mr. Solovyev. And the warmest regards, best words to you guys, and best wishes from all of our top management. Yeah, it just feels like Christmas in July. The presents are here. All right, well, we'll wait for the lease checks and the hatch opening. Hopefully that you will be able to do everything on time and get your presents today. Gennady. Yes, Yuri. We still need you to do closeout operations.
As you heard, congratulations from the Russian Chief Flight Director Vladimir Solovyev, from the Russian mission to the Piers docking compartment, as we watch the relative motion of the two vehicles begin to dampen out against one another. That will enable the docking probe to be retracted and a hard mate formed with hooks to be closed at the docking interface. We'll be standing by for that confirmation. So, on their 100th day in space, Gennady Padalka, Mikhail Kornienko, and Scott Kelly have received a load of more than 3 tons of supplies, food, fuel, and supplies aboard the Progress 60. 1,940 pounds of propellant, 106 pounds of oxygen, 926 pounds of water, 3,133 pounds of other logistical supplies and experiment hardware. A successful cargo delivery to the International Space Station. Once the leak checks are completed later this morning, the hatch to the Progress will be opened. The bulk of the cargo unloading expected to begin on Monday morning. A.m. Central Time, just 5 minutes from docking. So we do have a hard mate between the Progress and the Pirs docking compartment on the Earth-facing port of the Russian segment of the International Space Station. This wraps up a perfect 2-day flight from the launch pad of the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. The crew, the Russian cosmonauts, Gennady Padalka and Mikhail Kornienko, will spend the next few hours conducting leak checks to make sure that we have an airtight seal at the docking interface before they plan to open the hatch to the newly arrived Progress resupply vehicle at about 5 a.m. Central Time this morning. The bulk of its cargo to be unloaded beginning on Monday. So to recap, the docking occurring on target, on time, actually 2 minutes ahead of schedule at 2:11 a.m. Central Time, as the Progress and the International Space Station passed 251 statute miles over the South Pacific, just to the southeast of New Zealand. The hooks were closed just a moment or two ago at 2:16 a.m. Central Time. A hard mate now. A structural hard mate between the Progress and the Pirs docking compartment, setting the stage for leak checks and the opening of the Progress's hatch. On this, the 100th day in space for Gennady Padalka, Mikhail Kornienko, and Scott Kelly, more than 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies have arrived for them, and the next trio of crew members to be launched in less than 3 weeks from Baikonur that will re-up the International Space Station to a 6-man crew. That'll wrap up our coverage of the docking of the Progress to the International Space Station this morning. We'll close with one programming note. We continue our coverage of Expedition 44 on Monday morning with our Space Station live broadcast at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time on NASA television to bring you up to date on all of the activities associated with the trio on board the International Outpost. For now, we'll wrap up our coverage.
In 2003, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency has conducted more than 16 sessions of the protein crystal growth experiments on board the International Space Station.
In microgravity, the crystals grow much more slowly, but the molecules have more time to get perfectly arranged on the surface of the crystal, and that gives us much better data.
One of the most promising results has been gained by studying a protein associated with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Studying this protein led to a huge discovery. Like a key fitting into a keyhole, we are able to design a drug that perfectly binds to this protein.
By knowing the shape of that keyhole, we can tailor-make a drug to fit into a specific location of the protein.
What this means is we may be able to slow the disease by half. Instead of being in a wheeling chair at 12, we might be able to push that age to 25.
Without the International Space Station.
Очень много людей, инструкторов участвовали в моей подготовке, очень много учителей, причем в различных космических агентствах. Мне это очень-очень интересно. У меня, скажем, суммарное пребывание в космосе будет самым длительным. Для меня интересно с точки зрения, скажем, тех же самых медицинских экспериментов, насколько сильно влияет космос на, скажем, состояние моего организма. Я все-таки надеюсь, что столь длительное пребывание в космосе, проведение экспериментов, скажем, надо мной, над моими коллегами, которые тоже вот приближаются к такому же рекорду, это будет интересно для последующих миссий. Космонавт Российской Федерации Падалко Геннадий.